What is up, guys? This is LaserBolt and welcome to another Elden Ring video. Today we're going to be talking about what is the best starting class to pick from out of all the different classes that we have available in Elden Ring. We're going to be breaking down these videos into three major categories. Number one, a melee category, a sorcery category, aka magic, and number three, a most versatile class that will fit any type of genre that you want to play. Now, granted, in Elden Ring, every single class could be adjusted to your playstyle because we're able to mess around with the stats and give us a different playstyle for whatever character we decide to pick from. So if you definitely want to find out what is the best class you should go with, make sure you stay tuned to the video. A like would be greatly appreciated, guys. It helps us out with the algorithm. So let's jump right straight into it. So like I said, we're going to start off with the melee class, which is going to be one of the classes that a lot of people pick. Melee will include anything from being a tank, anything from wanting to play an assassin build, anything from wanting to play a ninja build. So almost everything's going to fall within that category. So let's go ahead and start off with the best melee classes currently in Elden Ring. We're going to start off with one of the characters you're going to be able to pick up, which is a hero. If you're simply a fan of, guys, just straight out all combat, going out ham with your sword and doing all that stuff, the hero class is the one you want to start with. The reason is because it comes with high vigor, strength, and endurance. Now, if you guys don't know exactly what those stats mean in general, I highly recommend you watch my stat video to get a better understanding where to spend the rest of the points when picking these skills. So this one comes with, like I said, really good strength, very good endurance, very good vigor, making it an excellent option for any new player or anyone who loves the whole straightforward option of Souls combat, which is just about getting down and dirty and mailing your way through the game. Not only with this class will you be able to take extra hits before being defeated, but you will also be able to deal a lot of damage because of the weapons that you will have in your arsenal. As long as they have that strength base attack, you will be doubling the damage that you do there. The only drawback with this particular character is that you're going to be a little bit slow and late to react to those attacks, but overall in general, this is the best class you could pick if you decide to go melee and want that soul experience. Now, your starting weapons for the hero is going to be a battle axe and a leathered shield. The next class we're going to be talking about is the warrior class. Now, the warrior class also falls within the melee category. It's just a little bit of different playstyle from the hero class, because one of the biggest stats in the warrior class is dexterity, and of course with dexterity we know that gives us faster movement. So the focus on the warrior class is more tiered focus towards speed than offensive power. However, since you have rapid attacks, you still will be doing the same amount of damage, just with more swings than you would with the hero class. So this is more for people who are actually looking for someone to play with that is fast and agile, but still want to be able to do enough damage. Now, you got to make sure you keep in mind that with that dexterity, you got to be quick on your feet, because if you get hit, you really won't have anything to protect yourself. Because remember, the hero class does come with a shield. This one does not come with a shield. So basically, this class is for those of you risk takers out there who want to go in there, slice them a dice, and then just dip as quickly as you possibly can, and rinse and repeat until the person comes out dead. The warrior class comes with two scimitars, so you're going to have those dual wielding weapons, so once again allowing you to be quick and fast and agile. The next class we're going to be talking about is the bandit class. This might be one of my favorite classes because it gives you a lot of really cool stuff within the game. If you want to play, this kind of Dark Souls game a little bit different. So the bandit class, has really well-rounded skills, really good in dexterity, really good in vigor. The one thing that it actually does really good in is arcane. Now, arcane is a very interesting stat because it's going to allow you guys to make sure you find all that really hidden loot that is found in the game. So if you want to 100% the game, or you want to find really good loot, this is definitely a really good class to pick, because he's going to be arcane to actually seeing where the loot is and making it really important. Another real cool thing about this character is that his resistance against instant is actually pretty high. You won't be dying instantly when you get hit or you fall to your death or anything like that. Even though you'll be dying a lot in the game, it's going to prevent it just a tad bit. Now, one of the coolest things about this particular class is that you actually start off with a bow. Yes, you'll start off with a bow in your equipment slot, making it effective for long-range combat and stealth play. Now, it does come with a shield, so if you do get attacked, you have a shield to cover, but this shield comes with a caveat. It is actually one of the tiniest shields in the game, making it almost a must to have a perfect parry to block that incoming damage. So the starting equipment for this character is a knife, a short bow, a buckler, and a bone arrow. And there you guys have it. The Bandit is definitely one of those classes that you might want to consider to make sure you 100% complete the game and find all that amazing loot. The next one we're going to be talking about is the Vagabond. Now, this particular character, it is very similar to the hero because it comes with really high strength, really high dexterity, and really high vigor. So it's a combination between the warrior class and a combination between the hero class. Now, what makes this class very interesting is that it opens up your options to not a specific weapon. You're pretty much going to be the one that determines which weapon you want to use based on what stats you're going to be investing on. Now, that's what makes this character very interesting, very intriguing, is the fact that you're not really tied down to a specific weapon or a specific playstyle. It kind of opens up the field to allow you to decide how you want to approach the game and what weapon you want to use. Talking about weapons, he starts with a longsword, a halberd, and a heated shield. Now, he is the only character that actually starts with a halberd, so this is going to give you a leg up in being able to defeat enemies faster and quicker and doing a little bit more damage. Alright, the next character we're going to be talking about, guys, is the Samurai. Now, the Samurai, it's pretty much a warrior on steroids. So you're probably wondering, what do you mean, Laser? Well, he is the character that starts with the most dexterity. So if you want to be fast and agile, want to get those swings in quickly, he's definitely the character you're going to want to. In addition to that, not only does he start off with a katana, but he also has a bow and a flaming arrow to go with it. The Samurai focuses on speed and prefers to dodge incoming attacks to keep his enemies at a range. If you're a fan of being fast, flashy, versatile combat, then the Samurai is going to be the best bet for you guys. He starts off with the following equipment. He starts off with a longbow, red thorn, round shield, bone arrow, fire bone arrow, and a Yushi katana. So you're going to be doing a lot of damage, whether it be from range, up close, and you'll still be able to get away with it sneaky, icky. So those are the classes that go within the warrior class. Of course, we still got the magic class, and we have the best all-around class. But if I had to pick 3 from the warrior class, if you're like, Laser, that's a lot, which ones do you actually recommend? I would pick these 3. Hero, then I would pick the bandit, or the samurai. Those are the ones I would put in my category. Not in any particular category, but I think those are the 3 solid warrior classes that I feel are the best ones out of all of them. Now let's go and talk about, of course, everybody's favorite, magic. Alright, so we're going to start off with Prisoner. Now, Prisoner is a very interesting class because it's one of the best options for those who would just want to make sure they do all sorts of magic and sorcery with Elden Ring. It focuses on dexterity, so that means you're going to be fast and agile as well. But it also focuses in intelligence, which makes it very awesome because intelligence is pretty much what determines how fast your magic cools down, how much sorcery you're able to do, so it makes it an excellent option for those of you who want to spellcast. Now, this particular class is still very flexible because even if you wanted to use this class with a sword or with a melee more focused combat, you're still able to do that, but you're also going to be able to tap into that intelligence and dexterity as well. He starts off with the S-Talk, the Catalyst Staff, and the Iron Round Shield. So he'll have something to make sure he parries with, but still be able to cast a lot of damage. So you want to be fast and agile and cast magic at the same time, then the Prisoner is definitely one you need to consider. Alright, so the next magic class, guys, that we have is the Prophet. Now, the Prophet is very interesting because he comes with some really high stats into Faith and into Mind. Now, the Prophet is surprisingly the best option for those who want to try out the transformation and healing magic. Now, for those of you who don't know what transformation is, the Prophet is the only one that kind of has access to the Elden Ring's Epic Dragon Transformation spell. This is a very powerful spell, guys. It is really, really powerful. So if you want to use that spell, you're going to want to make sure you go with the Prophet. Now, the Prophet also gets access to the Beast Claw and healing abilities as well. So you want to make sure you learn how to get your focus points as quickly as you possibly can so you could keep casting magic over and over and over. Of course, we'll have a video going over the focus points on how to get them and how to use them. So make sure you guys keep it locked on the channel. So once again, guys, if you want to use those awesome transformation spells, the Prophet is the way to go. The next class we have is the Astrologer. Now, the Astrologer, guys, is your ultimate magician, but he is like a glass cannon. You're going to be a little bit squishy, guys. You're not going to be able to have a lot of health, but the cool thing about him, guys, is that all this bad health that he has, he's able to make up with huge magic DPS. He is the one that's going to be hitting the hardest when it comes to magic. In addition to that, you'll be able to cast this magic spells from a distance. So you don't really have to get up close. You could just summon your magic and cast them from a distance. In addition to that, you'll be able to do that even on your horse. Now, if you don't know how to get your horse, definitely check out my video on how to get your horse and unlock it as quickly as you possibly can by clicking the link down below in the description or the annotations, or just looking for the thumbnail on the channel. So he is one that you definitely want to consider if you want to be casting spells over and over. And once again, spending your focal points are going to be extremely important, and knowing how to manage them for each individual class will be important as well. So you want to make sure you check out that upcoming video about focus points. He's going to start off with the astrologer staff, a short sword, and a small shield. But overall in general, you probably won't be using none of these. It's just all about magic, baby. The next one we have, guys, is the Confessor. Now, the Confessor, you could pretty much think it's a prophet, just with a lot of damage. Now, hear me out. So the Confessor has very similar stats to the prophet. The only thing is that he is mostly more focused on actually melee. So if you wanted to have magic in your arsenal, but to melee as well, this is definitely the class you want to use, because the class does have faith and mind stats. It also has a lot of strength and a lot of dexterity, allowing you to be agile, to be strong on DPS with that weapon, but still be able to cast magic. Now, what makes this class really good and a very good starting class is that even though you might not have all your magic tricks already when you start the game, you'll still be able to use your magic skills. But when those skills run out, you don't have to worry about like, oh my goodness, I gotta run. You still could rely on your sword because you have good strength and good dexterity. Now, Confessor starts off with a broadsword, a kit shield, and a finger seal. Now, it's time to tell you guys which ones I think are the best ones. So, for me, personally, the best one is definitely the Prophet. The Prophet is going to allow you to get that transformation spells, and that's something you're not going to get from anyone else. So, definitely the Prophet would be my priority. And number 2 would be the Astrologer. The reason why is because he has the highest DPS when it comes to using magic. And if magic is what you're going for, these are my top 2 to pick from for magic. Now, if you want to start with a versatile class that's not going to tie you down to any playstyle, it's going to allow you to decide how you want to play, then the Wretch is the one you want to pick. Now, in hindsight, the Wretch might look like not a very viable option, because you might be like, man, this is a pretty weak character. But what the Wretch has going for him is that it has all the stats at a very low level than any other classes, but it allows you to build it the way you want to. You're going to be able to decide where to use your attributes and how to make the class. You want to play the Wretch and want to play that with magic. You want to play the Wretch with melee class, assassin build. You're able to do that because he's going to allow you to do that, because he's not tied down to a specific stat. Now, the only downside with him is that you're going to need to grind to actually get him as effective as you possibly can. And he's going to be a very difficult class to start off with. I wouldn't recommend starting off with this class unless you want to have a class that you have a clean slate with, and you know the grind is going to be real until you get fully maxed out. Because once fully maxed out, he's going to be a wrecking machine that you're going to make it into that wrecking machine. You're not tied to a specific playstyle. So it makes it very interesting, but he is the last class. I did want to mention it because he's a really good starting class, just that there is a lot of grind involved. Now, for every single class, guys, you don't have to worry. We will have builds on the channel to make any class that you pick OP. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on all those notifications, and make sure you guys drop a like, help us out with the algorithm. And if you have any questions, drop in the comment section down below. We'll be more than happy to answer for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.